And welcome back to the Quake Pro League, where we're going to be delving into our third matchup of the night, the unpredictable beast that provides possibly one of the more exciting games of the night. I think this one's going to be jam-packed, Zoo.
Yeah, Coollerz versus Raisy. They have so many exciting games. They've got some history of beating each other to a pulp one way or the other, and for now getting into a pretty critical time of QPL Season 1, I'm very curious to see who's going to take the reins today and be top trump.
Who will actually overthrow and ascend to new heights. Off the back of that as well, you just got some news that I know you're excited to talk about to do with the Challenger League.
We've got Cypher, who won his first Challengers, and that's his week 6, I believe, on it. There's now 25 points between first, second, and third. And considering I believe there's 300 points for winning week 7 and 8, that's no distance whatsoever. He did beat Silencep 2-0 in the final. Silencep is also starting to creep up on the points and is within a comebackable amount of points. But the biggest news of all now is that Cypher now takes the points lead, so that means he's going to be getting first seed moving into the next challenges, and Sirius I think is down in second or third, so he probably has to go versus CNZ in semi-final kind of territory. So suddenly the dynamics within the cups is going to be altering hugely, and Cypher's actually got a big chance to secure himself a juicy amount of points in a slightly safer manner, but probably at risk to Silencep, who's looking very good at the moment. So yeah, that's my EU CIS Challengers wrap-up. Tune in next week.
There you go, the Challengers breakdown.
Yes.
He serves it in little bite-sized chunks. It's nice. But why don't you feed me some more about this upcoming one? Because I know you've been excited. Obviously, Big Man Cooler, always very fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, he's been one of the most influential players in all of Quake with his playstyle. He's always... a lot of people have felt, okay, I'm going to play the map and I'm going to try and build it to my advantage. Cooler's one of the people who really took playing the player to the extremes. He would find your habits, your traits, and he would exploit them completely to his own advantage. He's got a fantastic control game, and when you get to the LAN area, his mechanics only seem to be getting better, which is maybe one of the weaker things he's had in history. It certainly does not appear weak these days. Yeah, watch out. This guy's always a LAN contender, but the issue is, Jackie, is he doesn't seem to be a LAN winner, and he wants to change that desperately.
He does want to be a winner, and he definitely has that level of skill within his veins pumping through him. The music behind him there, sound like there's a whole community of people cheering in the support of that nice little metallic riff.
He's the king. He is the king.
And that's the sort of fan base this guy has as well. Loved across the nation, it seems. Tons of fans that have always wanted to see him do quite well that will cheer his name, and I imagine that could feed into his energy going into things tonight if he wants to do some damage. However, his opponent, someone that's definitely been making a name for themselves and also has a lot of love. The man on your screens right there, the Godslayer, Raisy. What do you have to say for him?
I mean, watching this clip, he's the Clutch Meister, best clutch player in the world, got a very wide pool. He's someone who's far more, one of the most fresh names actually to Quake out of all the players in EU CIS Quake Pro League. I think maybe another person is Wenger, but I think he might have even had a bit more years in the game. Raisy's just an exceptionally talented player. He's got amazing aim, and he brings sort of a breath of fresh air into the pro scene, where players at the beginning of Quake Champions are like, who is this guy? Is this guy for real? And all of a sudden he just makes his mark in the Quake World Championships and finds himself today as a hot contender in the QPL.
Which is huge as well, because that's kind of, it's one of those where when you have new blood that is essentially so young and so talented in a sense where it's like the amount of development this player could still have is ridiculous, but already his skill ceiling is meeting that of some of the former pros we've seen that are just crazy good. And something that gives them an edge, though, is their understanding of all the champions in the game. So let's see who is going to be wielding whom when we get into this one, as we do have the picks and bans.
Let's take a look-see here. So, oh my god, are we getting a Strog from Raisy?
Alright.
I'm actually I'm actually very surprised. Visor banned out. Cooler does like using Visor, but what he likes using more is Galena, so I'm slightly surprised by that. Cooler adores that champion. I'm not sure at all what to expect from this. Has Raisy been doing some quiet practice with Strog and Pika, who's recently changed? To be seen, but then Eisen going to be used by Cooler, another top champion, and he bans out Clutch, giving respect to Raisy, the fact that he uses this a lot. I do like the Nyx pick a lot, actually. Another incredibly popular champion. Gets banned a lot, but has got a positive win rate. Expect fireworks on Blood Covenant. And then on Molten Falls with Ranger versus BJ. That's another tricky one to call. Statistically, BJ might be ahead, but honestly, this is... There's a lot of interesting things in here, and there's a lot of just unknowns, I'd say, at the same time. I'm very, very interested to see what's going to happen.
Still backing up our theory again, another day where both of Galena and Eisen have gotten through as 2 picks.
Yeah.
It's the stats don't lie.
So EU CIS or Galena will 100% be in there. Maybe it's really biased of me to say, but I feel like it was in the Americas region where Galena didn't get picked for one, but I want to be proved wrong. If anyone figures that out, please tweet at me.
Look back through the
We'll get on my
VODs. We'll figure it out. We'll do some research in
Yeah.
the downtime before.
I want to try
Sunday.
and get some more stats as well. So maybe
Yeah.
I'll collaborate with Papa Smurf and get some more sort of player-specific statistics. I tried to make a thread recently, and some people are calling for that. So I'm I hope we can get some more stats out and use it for the greater good.
Everyone loves stats. You know, you can't go wrong with numbers.
Precisely. I mean, I can go wrong making the numbers, but it
True.
doesn't stop me from liking them. Just don't do maths on stream. That's the only thing.
He's not an engineer.
Yeah, it's like one of the first things I learned about casting. Just don't do maths on stream. I don't know, like at what
Does
point.
it just never end well?
No, usually you have a sort of 100% larger chance of being wrong if you do that. It's just unhealthy. Let's talk about something that's more positive though.
Some absolute fragging, chaotic craziness.
Yeah, we're doing it right here. I'm so interested in this. I can't stop saying how interested I am, but the fact that Strog's being used by Raisy, who I haven't seen him use this kind of movement much. Really interested to see whether or not he can succeed in what is a pretty unusual matchup.
Well, let's delve into it and see how this one is going to go. Already opening up, there's been a bit of a scrap between them both. Raisy left lacking on the health as he's being chased as well. Cooler trying to push the advantage, wants to shut him down with these rockets. Raisy's given a little bit of leeway, at least to scrape some kind of stack back together. But Cooler has the Mega, and Cooler has confidence as he goes in. Cooler's a cucumber, looking to try and kick this one off with an opening frag. Somehow they both get knocked down incredibly low, but he does get away.
Well, that's the thing. Cooller's got a totem there to heal him up. He's got the heavy armor. Raisy, he's got to be tremendously careful, having far fewer resources on the map to work with, and Cooler is already looming over the mega health, wantingly. Right, he actually gives up his position entirely to look for some exit damage and doesn't find it. This strikes me as slightly unusual, but it is Cooler, and I dare question his methods.
There's always methods in the madness for this man. Normally very systematic in the way he does things, taking an awful lot of damage here, but Raisy, worse for wear. In an awkward position as he looks a little bit buckled right now by the sheer weight of damage Cooler's been throwing at him. We're a minute and 30 in. Could this be the first frag, though, to open us up? As the rocket salvo is raining down from above, Raisy's taking a ton of damage straight to the face, but he gets away with a pickup, stealing the Mega on his exit.
Still getting a really decent amount of LG damage. Raisy's holding on, and he's been reacting very well to the rockets the Cooler's been throwing down at the Mega Health. He's looking far more to do just damage on the items rather than benefit from picking them up. And Raisy has been finding some of the totems, so Cooler's struggling to get himself that extra sort of personal Mega Stack. Wow, that lightning gun from Raisy. He's actually might be looking good all of a sudden to get this kill. Mega's going to get taken. I would love to see Raisy challenging for heavy straight away.
Wow, the rocket was beautiful, but unfortunately it isn't going to matter in the end. Raisy gets the kill with the LG as he just crashes into him like a train, and now he's going to carry on with the continued aggression as well. Straight back into the fray, tapping away at him with the HMG, bringing him down fairly low, leaving Coollerz on a bit of an awkward spot with his stock. Does find the turret and annihilates it, but both of them are now so low. Whoever actually gets the early shot off on this will probably take the firefight, and it's equalized 1-1 as Cooler also gets an extra prize with a Mega thrown in for free.
Bit of a rushed way to go down towards that item. Raisy got to be careful. There is a totem protecting the other side. Good time for a Pika, but not much damage delivered. Totem threat has been eliminated, and he can go stack up elsewhere. Still, this is on a knife's edge here.
That's off the warning zaps. The lightning crap of the whip there with the LG coming across, trying to predict where he's actually going to go as he listens out for the audio cues. Another mega health picked up, finds him, spams down upon him. Cooler getting Raisy so low here, finally finishes him off as he will zap him to life with the LG.
Uh-oh, Nels! Oh my god! I'm gonna be curious, I haven't seen a lot of... Okay, there we go, we have been seeing some slides. I thought we were going full Buckster style here, and he was using kind of minimal extra movement. Rocket, my god, that is super brave from Raisy. If the lightning gun was there for him, it could be different, but he gave himself such a difficult fight. He misses the shotgun blast, he gets the follow-up though. Heavy's up behind, and he's gonna be able to make it in time. It's gotta be quick, he doesn't even pick it up!
Now this is actually giving us a game as well. Both of them just constantly dueling.
Raisy's going to go down quite easily here, I think. Tries to do as much damage as possible with the HMG, but it's yeah, all for nothing ultimately. And Mega's going to be up in a second. Shotgun's not been bad weapon. He's hitting a lot of damage with that weapon, in fact. He has to keep rushing because Heavy's going to be up in 5 seconds. He needs to get that down there quick.
Oh, straight in from above. He tried to catch him off guard as he went through the portal straight into the fight. It doesn't work out well. He is going to go down. Raisy now in a much better position. Burns into him over and over again. And he's making up the huge lead. He's starting to come back into the game and keeps it actually very close. He can get back in here. If he gets one more kill that could be served up for us right here, right now, he will find it tied up at 6 apiece, Zoo.
Bit of totem damage. He needs to hold position on Heavy. Extending the streak into a lead hinges on the Heavy. He's going to grab it. He'll fall, but he does starve a few extra resources from Cooler now. He's going to have to look around for some health. Raisy, though, high mobility. If he can get himself towards some weapons, he can certainly look at rushing down Cooler as fast as possible. But that's some very good defensive lightning gun. There are rockets, however, and Cooler has not accounted for this.
I think Cooler thought he was safe there. He didn't expect it to actually land and do so much damage straight onto him, but he connected it nicely. 7-7, 14 frags in total. Who's going to get lucky number 15 on the board as Cooler left so low, and the aggression is so incredibly well done. Straight to the face, blows into bits with the rockets, and he's still wanting more, trying to clutch on to an extra kill and make it a 9-7 total. This could be the opener. The LG going to be fed from the angle he's in, zapping him to pieces as he's barely staying alive from this fight.
Raisy's just not really been stopping with the aggression at all. It's been awesome to see. This LG fight, Cooler just totally out-dodges him there and hitting remarkably high levels of accuracy. That stings actually a lot for Raisy. That's totally destroyed his string of plays, and now Cooler's got a very good stack. He might be able to penetrate this a little more. Raisy's not going to be happy at all. There's not any health bubbles there. They were just token a moment. It'll still be about 5 seconds till they're up. Already he's fled to other corners of the map.
LG in hand. Essentially the only thing that Cooler has here at this point. He might have health, he might have a strong stack and be close to getting a totem up, but he needs more to fight with, although he's going to make very effective work of the limited arsenal he does have, still punishing at every opportunity as Raisy goes down once more. 7 minutes into the game here at this point, and it's still so close.
Like it's Sparty all over, but that was even more open angle for the Strog then in Pika mode. And Raisy is struggling. He's trying to deal as much damage as possible with the super shotgun, but it's not working out for him, and it's all hinged on that LG fight that went so wrong for him.
So the problem is, this is where things really start to get out of hand, especially because Cooler actually has map control across the board, so he's able to get all the pickups. Raisy drops down, death from above being the idea he had in mind, but he doesn't actually execute it in that manner, left incredibly low. The panic rocket being fired through. Raisy's still able to get away with the free mega pickup. An awkward jump from Cooler could have sealed his fate. He's barely clutching on, staying alive, going for those small bubble pickups instead as he repositions here. Raisy has to be the one to take the fight to him. He's going to go all in, but I don't think he'll get away with it. The bypass there on the Pika, straight into the zap to the face, and Raisy goes down once more. Actually, another frag can be served up also quickly here as the rockets are precise.
There's just so much LG damage from Cooler. It's been insane. But now he's actually in a very uncomfortable position. 2 minutes to go, no HP, not a lot of resources on this side of the map. The light will spawn in good time for him. It looks like he's basically timing it to the second, in fact. But Raisy should be able to get himself onto the heavy armor. We're going to have a frag chase now. It's just a case of whether Raisy can fit it all in time.
Good rocket to try and deny the push and at least slow him down. Raisy has to hunt, though. He can't afford to dilly-dally. He's got to consistently push this fight over and over again as Cooler. All he has to do is waste time, and he doesn't have much that he has to burn through here. Not too long at all left on the clock as he gracefully starts to navigate around the map. Knows he's coming, but he's just going to keep on moving, get into a better position, try and get away from that awkward firefight. Goes down, but it won't matter. There's still so many more kills that Raisy has to collect here.
That's a great bit of spawn control just then. Unfortunately, he can't hit enough. He's really trying to ramp it up, just get over to these major items, these hot spots as soon as he can. LGR, he has to hit another rocket, it's not quite enough, and misses the follow-up. There's something about Raisy's lightning gun in this map that's just not been positive for him. Got to chase again, but LG through the air, that's going to be one more for Cooler, and right there, I'm calling it game, Jackie.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. At that point, a kill ago, it could have been the fact that Raisy would have got himself onto a 10 to 13 scoreline. It only would have been 3 kills. You could have equalized that in a minute if you played it flawlessly, but instead, it's just basically too far gone at this point. You've got no time. You've not really got a chance to get back into the game. Cooler just going to be looking to get an extra one and round himself up to a nice 15 frags on the board, which he will do so in the last 20 seconds of the game now. Basically, he's just got to roam around and just look fancy on the server.
I didn't think I'd ever say this, but I think Cooler won the game because of his LG. What is Raisy doing?
He's having a bit of fun with it.
I think so. Well, that's it. 16-9 is the final score of map 1, and it's a good start for Cooler.
Yeah, it's a big way to open it. Very, very strong display there. I mean, the majority of firefights were just so one-sided towards him. Once we got into that later stage, he was just unstoppable.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at item control. It's pretty even. More lights for Cooler overall. Damage is very equal, but yeah, I mean, certainly LG a defining factor.
Yeah, it was just
too
too
much.
much.
To analyze it more. There was so much going on in that game.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just got to break it down in a simple way. Sure, there's some good dodge at the same time. I think there were some positive decisions made by Raisy, but when you hit that brick wall, sometimes just trucking away at it's not enough.
No. It's crazy because it's not as if he was encountering Galena very effectively as well. He was.
I think so.
At no points did we see the totems go past 1, I'm pretty sure. He was only able to get 1 up a time.
I didn't have to talk about totems the entire time. I thought that was...
Which is a very good sign.
Yeah, it was very impressive what Raisy was doing. He was very, very attentive. I genuinely think he had a great game, but he accounted for having a certain LG percent accuracy in some of the fights. It wasn't there. And when these like finite or those tiny little differences don't go to plan, all of a sudden that's it between success and failure.
Well, it's like the fight we just had there on the replay on the prior kill. There was such a long period of time where you had like maybe 10, 11 seconds where he should have killed the kill with the LG, but he just wasn't as precise as he normally is. So you've died to the shotgun, where game changer if you hit those shots, right? If you've got your tracing on form going into the day.
Yeah. What do you think of Raisy's shotgun play? You were enjoying shotgun?
I rate it. Yeah? I actually do like seeing it. Raisy is one of the other players that we do actually quite commonly whip it out at times, which is always exciting because it feels like it's one of those weapons that kind of gets ignored a little bit when it comes down to like prioritizing which gun in which scenario you're in.
Yeah.
In close personal firefights, if you know they're fairly low and you can guarantee their stack's not got much left, shotgun him in the face. Just go for it.
Definitely. I think he was pretty effective with it, but he was also so aggressive this entire game because the fights tended to be quite close, and there are only very few instances where he kind of locked himself out of the map, and maybe Cooler did once or twice also. That he just felt like, you know what, the answer to this is more aggression, because I cannot let a rotation of items go for free if I fall. And Cooler's generally thinking a very similar level. You've always got to be attentive, not give that mega health or the heavy armor without any punishment.
Yeah, which is, I don't know, it's a rough one overall just in terms of the way we saw it there, because it is definitely closer than it was by the scoreline. If you're tuning in, you're seeing that scoreline, you might think that it was actually quite a one-sided game. However, they both looked pretty on form going into this, which is why the rest of the series could still give us an awful lot more.
Yeah, indeed. I'm still expecting it to be a nail-biter for the rest of it, but making predictions at the beginning. I mean, I'm a bit of a Raisy fanboy. I probably would have seen him maybe eke a 2-1, but then given what happened last time, I'd have to question myself making that decision. So I'd probably sit on the fence quite hard. And I'm quite good at sitting on the fence. I'll go back to sitting on the fence.
You like Humpty Dumpty?
Yeah. I'm never falling there.
No.
No.
You have to get out all the king's horses and all the king's men.
No.
And they'll never be able to put you back together again.
No, but they'll be sitting on the fence with me in this matchup because it's really, really close. But Cooler, as soon as he puts the grind in, his skill level just re-energizes. It's really staggering.
He's known across the globe for such a good reason, right? Because individually he is like sick. He is a very strong player that can do so much. And I feel like, honestly, from what we've got there, it's probably going to carry on in his favour. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 2-1 in favour of Cooler, but I definitely think there is a chance where if he has some of that superstar form off the back of what we just had in the first map and it carries on, he could 3-0 it and just walk away in true Cooler fashion.
Yeah, and I think, now that we're getting the sort of whiffs of focaccia and carbonara, they're the grinders going even harder.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's excited.
Yeah, 100%. And you better been already getting ready or you fall behind. But we're into the next map. We've got a Blood Covenant here, Eisen versus Nyx. I rate both of these champions a lot, and both of these players are incredibly good at using the ones they've selected. I'm expecting more fireworks here, even more so than the last map.
It's definitely a map that provides a whole lot of excitement normally from Cooler. So let's see if he's going to give us one of these moments as we get into it. Turret goes down to try and get a lot of control early on. Good use of the rail to have the opening initiation shot. He's all in though, Zook. Gonna bombard his way straight through. Tries to get the drive-by rocket, but doesn't quite land it.
Whoa. Raisy was so fast getting there. He didn't have the Ghost Walk or anything. He just appeared. Cooler was walking around the map as if, Raisy had to give him the respect, but there was none granted just then. Big surprise attack from Raisy. He locks down First Blood. This machine gun, though, is so strong, and a vertical rocket's going to tie it straight up. Raisy's going from amazing plays to just kind of overcooking the risks.
Yeah, it is a bit rough for him. He didn't have much left at all off the back of that first fight. Was caught off guard, caught out in the open. And now that initial lead has been taken away from him very quickly. A small miss on the rail there could actually be his downfall. Luckily, he lands the follow-up, softening up Cooler, forcing him to retreat rather than aggress. They both have an awkward miss on the shots, and this puts us into a very tight spot.
Of course, get out of there. He really... Oh my gosh, so chased down regardless. Oh, what a read as well from Raisy. He had to be so fast through that teleporter. He's found Cooler off the spawn. He's got to make sure the lightning gun beats the machine gun, and it technically does, but he's not able to secure the kill.
That could have been so much worse. He's actually very lucky that he got away in the position he did. As they're now 2 minutes in. 2 kills for Raisy, 1 for Cooler. Raisy going to be hungering to get an additional frag going into this. He's got 5 rail shots remaining, but he does have an awful lot of control across the board. The higher stack to play with as well, as they once again boop each other as these rails are being fired through. Cooler up the portal, but he isn't going to be coming straight towards him.
Oh, this has spiced it up a little bit because Cooler didn't stay on the mega health. Is this attack going to work? He can't get the rail out in time. Cooler's LG is just on the model, and it's not moving until you're either out of sight or dead.
Oh, Cooler with the LG. So much damage done. A very smooth transition there. That was nice. Straight from the LG into the rail. Zaps him whilst he's in midair. Bouncing up and down on that trampoline. Going to be left now laid out on the ground. Straight back into it though. Raisy doesn't want to slow down. Wants to keep the tempo fast pace. As he does start to bombard his way back around. Going to be hungering for another kill on the board here. But Cooler just repositioning. Getting that gear up. And getting the utility he needs to be able to actually fight on this. LG in close range. We've seen this fight before, but this time it works out for Cooler.
His dodge is just so tricky to predict. You can see by where the rockets are going that Raisy's kind of overcompensating the angles that he's using. He's doing well on items. But Coollerz combat, he's just so tricky to deal with. And the thing is, his aim is usually good, but it's not this good. It's his dodge is what makes him stand out in the fights by making his opponent's aim look weak. But now his aim is looking amazing, and he's making Raisy's aim look weak.
Drops the turret. Nice placement. LG going to be zapping his opponent to pieces, but they trade out on each other. The rocket, at just the last second of his life there, will be able to impact onto Coollerz and take him down, but he's straight back into the fray. Unfortunately, he will be overthrown instantly, and Coollerz gets a nice lead now.
You can see at the fight they had at the Blood Pool just how difficult Raisy is finding it landing a single rocket onto Coollerz. Cooller's dodge is just going out of this world. And his rails as well, 2 in a row. That is going to be 7-3 for Coollerz. I mean, something's happened, because I think overall I'd normally give it to Raisy in terms of having a sort of favorable matchup between the two of them, even though Coollerz recently done very well. Now it seems that Coollerz just consistently looking so damn solid.
It feels like just the percentage of the shots he's been hitting is just way higher right now than Raisy. Everything's been so accurate from Coollerz. And when someone's just hitting everything, how do you really even combat that?
I want to study some of these fights in, you know, sort of super slow motion, you know, like 5%, and just figure out how is he blowing Raisy's mind. Because the rockets, you can see how much difficulty Raisy's having with the rockets. But let's see how we can continue, because we're halfway through the map. This is a scoreline that you can come back from, but you're looking for Raisy to have to step it up even more and overcome these great plays from Coollerz.
Coollerz, very nicely adjusted there with the cheeky peeks as he's taking these faces. Very damaging stuff, though, in response, as he's left within an inch of his life. The walk straight through. He's going to be able to pull it off. He didn't suspect a thing, and now he won't be thinking with his body torn in half.
Oh, he's hitting some good shots, but I see the killer's like, why shoot you? Because I'm having trouble with that when I can just literally make you explode from inside out.
We've had some of the most awkward fights.
Oh, Heavy, that was very close for Heavy going over to Coollerz. I think he had good timing just then. He's going to be able to find Coollerz. Rockets are going to land on this occasion. His entry rocket was flawless, and barely a minute has passed, and we're just one frag between the two players.
Okay, here we go. This is actually pretty sick now. Raisy, very low. Whoa, somehow actually stays alive though, Zoot. Surely he should go down at this point. He's been able to get away with a cheeky pickup on the Mega as well, so he has all the advantage in the world out of nothing. It somehow went from the nightmare to the dream scenario. Coollerz gets the heavy. Coollerz has the advantage in terms of stack, but Coollerz is getting slapped by rails, but he goes all in. The machine gun massacreist.
Big overcommitment from Raisy then. He stuck himself in a horrible position, forced himself to hit 3 clutch rails in a row, which is just asking way too much. But yeah, that fight over at Pillars, I mean, there's a fine line between success and failure there for Raisy. He had good timing on his Ghost Walk. His rockets was so damn good because it pushed Coollerz off the map. Otherwise, he takes himself the mega health. And during all this period, Coollerz just farming back the lead that he had previously. I mean, he's just finding him off the spawn. There's been either no Ghost Walk or just Raisy's just straight up not using it. And he's having to do all that hard work again.
Now this does get rough. It's a horrible spot to be in. As Raisy, if he wants to come back into the game here, he needs to rack up those frags right now, as there isn't too much time left, really. We're over the halfway point, and it is burning down into danger zone territory. He is going to be roaming his way around. Coollerz, at least limited somewhat on the firepower standpoint. Does have LG, running low on rails, and doesn't have any rockets. He's firing off quite a few of those rails right here as well. We do have both of the pickups up at large, so it does depend on the confidence of Raisy here, Zoot.
He's not getting hit by these rails, which is certainly silver lining in all of this. Very interesting angle from Raisy. He's not going to get punished again, having taken that light armor, but he needs to be bettering Coollerz in these fights. Some insane nail spam, actually. So Plasma is the skin that he's using. Oh man, he gets caught out there and swings over through the staircase? Very unusual. Oh, that hurts. If Coollerz had rockets, I'm pretty sure he'd rocket jump up there to finish the job. But for the time being, he's just got to nurse this lead and avoid any death.
Yeah, probably the easier said than done play.
Yeah.
Just avoid the pain,
That's what I'm
avoid
here
the
for.
death. Let's see if he can do it. There really is not much time left at all. This is the crunch time of the game, and Cooler realises that essentially all he's got to do is float around, keep himself out of harm's way, don't get his any nose into any trouble, and he should be absolutely fine. But he's still doing damage himself, tagging the rails. Raisy going to be knocked down again, quite low. The turret goes up to defend himself as he's made himself kind of a treehouse here to live in. Knocked out of it though, as he has been evicted by Raisy.
Coollerz holding that upper banana position for so long. A lot of time has been killed, and if there's no frag from Raisy in the next 10 seconds, then this is over right now. LG on LG. We know how damn good Coollerz is with that weapon at the moment. He finishes it with a phenomenal rail shot. And that's going to be... This is more points collected for Coollerz. He's looking way better than I was expecting, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this is sick already, right? It's the fact that he's taken the series here with a smooth 2-0 to open it. There is the potential for the third map where he could get even more points. Right now, he is just playing phenomenally. The way that he's had control over the game pretty much the entire time has just been such an edge. The shots are landing, the movement's great. Oh, I thought you might have actually got knocked out then. But everything that can go right for Coollerz has been.
I feel like maybe there's some kind of mental block for Raisy now versus Coollerz. Something he's certainly going to need to look at quite seriously moving forward in the QPL, but that's going to be it, guys. Another map goes the way of Coollerz. 4 points guaranteed for him. Raisy needs to step it up in map 3, or that is going to be, well, nul point for week 6.
Wow. Well, there you go. It is rough. I mean, you know, to open it up, we had the glorious Galena. We've then come through with the very exciting plays on Eisen. What's next? What can they bring out on the third map suit?
I'm trying to remember what we've got. I think we've got like BJ and Ranger, something like that.
I think it is BJ to finish this off, right?
Yeah, so I think that Eisen and Galena, two incredibly strong champions, two incredibly popular champions. I think Raisy should really ask himself why he let both of them through.
Yeah.
You just look at the map. You don't even need to look at the maths. You know how much people are playing those champions. Don't make life easier for your opponent. I think he banned out Visor as one of them, and it's like, Visor's good, but he's a 50% win rate champion at the moment. He's not a dominant force. Coollerz thrives on Galena, and actually almost as much so, I'd say, on Eisen. He's exceptionally good at these utility champions. So, big mistake actually before the game's even started. I was thinking, okay, well, Raisy's made life difficult for himself. How's he going to like up his game? And clearly making life difficult for yourself is not a good way to start. I think he's got a good chance in the last map, but that's also dependent on whether or not he's lost his head or not, having lost quite devastatingly a couple of times here.
I suppose it becomes a really sort of rough one, because especially over the course of this, where it is basically a best of 3, but you take the series in 2. It's hard to even approach it and take it as basically just like a best of 1 in your mind and go, okay, it's fine, because I can always come back. It's the second map, right? I can reset things. Right here, it's just about denying points rather than anything for yourself. So the mental fortitude that you need from that, especially with how much of a mental game Quake kind of is in a way when you get into those 1v1s of already psyching out your opponent, it could really take its toll on you. So for the most part, maybe just go into this, try and take it as easy as you can. There's no strings really on you. Basically, all pressure is gone because you've already lost that series. Just go in and start swinging. Use some of that confidence that we know he does have.
He's got to do something. He needs to deny Coollerz some points. It's just healthy for himself in the league. He needs to make sure he's not static, because all of a sudden you can see yourself just start to fall down those leaderboards, and Raisy's definitely somebody who's looking for a guaranteed top 8 finish at Luca. And if he's not fighting for that towards every single week, I'll be very, very surprised. But this is it. This is his chance to make a bit of a comeback and get himself some points. Otherwise, Coollerz is looking amazing in week 6. He already is.
Hey, when does he not look fantastic, right? Inside and outside of the game. A beautiful man with some beautiful frags. Let's see if he can carry on dealing damage here, though. Already 30 seconds in, and the initial confrontation has come through. Coollerz, with a lot of stack to play with, is going to be in a pretty nice position, at least. He's got 2 out of the 3 on the trifecta as well, so he won't be turning his nose up at that.
Do you see Mega Health? What might Raisy be doing if he's not picking this up straight away? Oh, well, they knew each other were looming over that angle. Well, it kind of benefits Coollerz a bit more. He's got brilliant armor and he's got full natural health, whereas Raisy's stinging a little more.
Crazy. Tiptoeing his way around the corner. Cooler instead, the exact opposite. Like an elephant, storming his way around the map, making an awful lot of noise. Telegraph his location to Raisy, and those sound cues will help him make some decisions. But this does give Cooler a better position in terms of his overall firepower. He now has the rockets. He's also grabbed himself a Mega. So he's very good in terms of the stack, and this should be another fight. Good use of the opening there as he goes in with a dual wield, fires off the warning shot. That's a connection on the rail. Nearly burnt his way through him, but he has to back off soon.
Stacks have equalized a bit now. Ability's been used by Cooler. Raisy has his available. Does he want to push? He's close. He's going to spot him. Oh my god! The KO singular rocket there throws him off the map, and Raisy's looking to challenge on heavy. He probably can't take it, but he wants some damage of some sort. There's one rail. And you know what? I don't think he'll be too upset with that. He managed to get rid of all the overstack armor that Cooler has, and he retains a good position. What we've seen before, though, is when he gets a lead, it kind of disappears very fast. I want him to play a strong follow-up portion to the game.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, there's definitely a way to do it, but still risky when Cooler's been so strong with his aim. He manages to narrowly avoid some more pain of those rockets.
Thing is, I don't think it's too bad of a call, though, if actually Raisy starts playing a little bit more confident and heavy-handed going into this. It's worth the risk at this point, especially now with it being map-free, with the way the rest of the games have already gone. Try and play your cards. If you want to be a bit of a sneaky gamer, this could work out nicely as well.
Don't. I've seen some horrible things coming from this position. I'm very, very scared. He's not done too badly. It's good damage, actually, from Cooler. And I think because his armor's not looking too bad, he might want to go to mega health. He's got timing. And timing's half of it here. Just making sure you've got that exact number in your head. He's spotted, man. Raisy's landing now. And a little respect me orb is what I'll call that. I'm just going to push Cooler elsewhere. But Cooler does know that the ability is no longer available.
Cooler. Very loud here on the movement. So Raisy understands what is going on, what shenanigans are afoot. He's playing this very defensively, very slow. You can see the complete change of pace where it is that slow controlling style, just holding on an angle, trying to find himself a bit of a peekaboo position to peek from later on when he gets the opportunity. The rocket comes through, won't actually connect. The Tribolt gets 17 damage off as just a little bit of a warning.
Maybe that's what Raisy needed the whole time. He's played such an aggressive game trying to bring the match to Cooler, and he's responded excellently. And now it's definitely part of the nature of the map. This is a very slow map to play. But he's slowing himself down. He's taking longer thinking about his decisions, and it's paying dividends at the moment. But it's only a 2-frag difference. We're barely halfway through.
Still 6 minutes on the clock, as you said. The Dire Orb is back up, but there's also that naughty double gunny action that can be coming out.
What do you call that
Cooler.
double gun action?
What, the akimbo? Oh, there you go. Or he's got the drop on him again. He's trying to go for the cheeky play. The Dire Orb comes out, and finally it works off as the silent assassin there in Raisy will annihilate Cooler for a third frag soon.
He's playing Cooler his own game at the moment. He's laying these very cheeky traps and catching Cooler very off guard. I like what I'm seeing from Raisy, and he's being very patient. He's determined that these are going to work. I believe dual wield was... Oh, was dual wield not used? I thought. Never mind. I'm seeing things.
It did look like it through the silhouette.
Yeah,
because I thought the same.
LG, it's so close. He gets a health bubble. Oh my god, that almost went quite wrong. But straight away, he finds some good resources.
Oh my god.
Never stop. Don't stop.
Oh, this is naughty. Can't be allowing this. He gets away with the Mega as well. Cooler's gonna die.
Wow. Okay.
Oh no. What on earth is going on here, Zoo?
Just took a little patience. I think there's a song that goes like that. It's like, I don't know, Westlife or something. I've got no idea.
Yeah, by Boys II Men.
I don't know.
You know, the popular song by Jay-Z.
No, I really don't.
Well, Raisy.
Oh my god, man.
Going to be going in as he's absolutely big pimping right now versus Cooler.
Was that a reference?
It was, yeah, that was a Jay-Z reference. that's a song by Jay-Z.
What was that shot just then? He's just bent the map in order to land that rail. Oh, he gets pushed off. There's definitely a risk with that. You need to settle down, mate. free rails for Cooler. It's on the market and he's on the board. That was a bit scary there. I don't like what Raisy just did. I don't want to be very clear with that.
The worrying fact is, though, if you take it for, say, over the course of this map so far, Cooler, he's been building up that ferocity and that anger in a lot of these scenarios. That seems like the release right there. And now I wouldn't be surprised if he starts rolling with this. Although the drop, surely not again. How many times is he going to be able to get the drop on him like this? Oh, you can't be doing that.
Oh, that was disgusting. I need to take a sip of milkshake or something like that. That was foul work there from Raisy, but glorious in the best possible ways. That trap, that's the second time as well, but from a slightly different spot because he's been kind of hovering with these positions a little bit, and Coollerz just found it so difficult to kind of understand what he's doing. This is kind of a sweep in this map, but I'm having so much fun.
It's crazy though. It's the fact that he's been getting away with just these outrageous plays. Oh, not this time. He knows what's going down. He's aware of his location. Cooler into that scenario. He busted out the Marauders map, spotted where he was, hits him with a rail. Mischief managed.
I love that.
There you go.
That made my day. He was trying to find his way around the corner to get through the teleport, and I just... no.
This has been madness, though.
How do you open the map?
Huh?
How do you open the map?
What, the Marauders map?
Yeah.
Was there something special to open it? I thought we just opened it.
No. Because you have to open it again. You say Mischief managed to
you shut
close
it,
but then you have to open it.
I can't remember.
I am up to no good or something like that?
Yeah. I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go. I can't remember that.
So, don't worry, guys, we've got it covered here.
Yeah. Any Harry Potter fans in the chat?
I know everyone was asking about it, clearly.
A Harry Potter lore might be on the down, but Raisy's frags are on the up right now. The stonks are rising as he's been doing damage across the board. 8 minutes already burnt through. 2 minutes left. Cooler, he looks like he is being left put to bed off the back of this final battle. Oh,
wow. Okay, that was such a delayed orb. That was again. He's mimicking Cooler. It feels like because it's a very Cooler play to make.
It's like you know that meme of the kid with a gun and it says trust no one, not even yourself, and then it's him in a mirror.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
my meme game is not terrible, so
nice.
It does definitely appear that way. It's like some kind of like weird doppelganger situation.
It's the anime redemption arc.
I thought he was going to push him off. It looked like he really wanted him off the map just then.
That'd have been like our 4th ring out of the day so far.
Yeah.
Which is pretty high.
I just feel like Raisy's now playing incredibly well, and it seems so much more calm. Like he's biting at the right times in this game. That we've seen a much greater dynamic of play. And although I don't think a lot of his moves were wrong, he was hinging on having a certain level of accuracy, and now he's kind of catering for the fact that, you know, maybe my aim is going to go wrong this game. It's just not one of those days where I'm hitting everything I'm expecting to. But I've now got a strategy that accommodates that. So if he made that decision earlier on, I think the series could have gone differently. But this is the nature. Cooler peaked when he needed to secure the majority of the points, but we've got just a few seconds left, which will mean Raisy will walk away with something from this series.
Yes, more importantly as well, he's going to deny the additional points that would have gone the way of Cooler that stop him from skyrocketing so ridiculously high, because this is week 6. These points matter an awful lot now. They've got a ton of weight behind them, so Raisy actually taking that one down and stopping it going as a 3-0 and making it a 2-1 is very impactful in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and what a funny series, though, in terms of the way that Cooler took the first couple of maps. It's like he was happy to play Raisy's style at that point. He knew Raisy's game was a little bit one-dimensional. You kind of knew that he was playing off the spawns. It was very straightforward. Invest your frags, make sure that the controller's challenged, and fight. And Cooler was clearly giving us a masterclass in his mechanical ability. His dodge was just fantastic. But then I feel like Raisy managed to get rid of that picture completely. Like, fair play. You have to have some mental fortitude to be able to perform like that in a map 3 after 2 pretty upsetting losses. But it actually kind of made Cooler look like the fool, at least for a map. So, fair play to him. But I think Cooler's still going to be overall more happy than Raisy in this.
Yeah, I mean, technically he has won the series, so obviously you're going to be chuffed with the points that he does manage to, steal away from this series. But intriguing the way things actually did turn into map 3, right? It's kind of not how we expected it to go down. We thought, if anything, Raisy might just start wiling out because there was no pressure on him, but he didn't. He played it very systematically, very slow, a much different play style, which was way better.
Dude, I love traps and stuff like that, and there was just so many of them, and Coollerz kept walking into them at the same time. Oh, man. And Molten Fall seems to certainly be lending itself to that, with all the kind of angles that you've got around these kind of funny corners and so on. Raisy's, maybe he should pick Molten Falls a bit more often rather than leaving it for a third. He seems very, very solid there. Maybe he just needs to test his product out on a few other players before going full time on Molten.
I mean, it was definitely well versed. So if that's anything to go by, it was a nice strategy to see. A good level of skill displayed by him there. But Coollerz is the one that does walk away with the majority of points, obviously winning the series overall. What are your thoughts on Coollerz for the day in that one? Any surprises?
Still really good. I'm very impressed by his mechanical ability. Slightly surprised by that, actually, that he had such a firm grip on the fights that way, because I think that Raisy maybe on balance is normally a tad better, and Coollerz only tends to look that way when he's in LAN mode. But I'm very happy for Raisy, and also surprised that he managed to pick it up so strongly in the last map, when he has been known as a player who can kind of mentally torture himself and start slipping away from a series as soon as things start going wrong.
Well, luckily things went a bit better towards the end, but something that is also going to be better and absolutely fantastic is our next fourth and final game of the evening. This is the one a lot of you have probably been waiting for. Quake versus Wenger, two very skillful players.
I mean, it kind of speaks for itself, right? These guys are unbelievable. I'm still saying Wenger's not going to lose an entire Awoken this season.
Yes, you did.
I'll go with that. I'll go with that now. I believe they're going to be playing Solag versus Doom. I might be wrong on that. We've certainly got time later to take a look. But I mean, Kelson, he's building a bigger and bigger fan base. That's no pun on the team that he's in. This guy's an absolute monster, super active. Both of these players, they want victory so much, and I think Kelson gets quite tilted at himself if he doesn't get those wins in. So expect this to also be a slightly emotionally involved game at the same time before we head over to the Americas.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen any of Kilson's games so far over the period of Quake Pro League, you are going to be in for a treat, because this man, one of a kind in the way he approaches the game, really. He can really blow your mind. So you will want to strap yourselves in for this one. We'll be up after the break with Kilson versus Wenger.